What's up, my peeps? Mrs. Zane Wu here, and welcome back to ZW Nation. Now, today I'm here to bring you another what if video, and as you can tell from the picture, it's not just any what if video. It is another Danny Phantom what if video. Now I know people love Danny Phantom. Butch Hartman, you did an amazing job with like 4 seasons, or is it 3 seasons? I believe it's 4 seasons. But however it is, really good show. Seen a lot of people talking about wanting to see it get revived and stuff. So I will not stop talking about Danny Phantom. I will take little breaks, but I won't stop talking about it. Today's what if is what if Danielle became Dan Phantom. Now, those of you all who don't know who Dan Phantom is, I'm going to briefly tell you Dan Phantom is an alternate timeline version of Danny who possessed the ghost. Well, Danny's ghost form was separated from him because he went through some hard times because his friends and his family died in that alternate timeline. Danny, his ghost anyway, or Danny Phantom, pretty much, wind up splitting Vlad Plasmius from Vlad Masters and possessed Vlad Plasmius and basically became Dan Phantom. And yeah, the what if, is what if Danielle became Dan Phantom. Now, how I figure this is gonna play out is Danielle is going to try to get revenge on Vlad because of the events of her introduction. Vlad trying to use her to pretty much take over Danny's body and stuff so he can have this ultimate clone of Danny. And Danielle pretty much, like, she wanted love from her father and thought she was getting love, but she didn't. She didn't get true love from Vlad. Vlad was just using her. And because of that, I'm gonna have it where the events of this take place right after, maybe not the next episode, but however it is, like right after Danny pretty much shows Danielle that Vlad is a bad guy, that he's not good for her and stuff. And her being a clone and not a actual person, like, yeah, she is part human and stuff, but she's a clone. And other shows and other medias have pretty much showed that clones are a lot more what is it? They're like wild cards in a way. They're unpredictable. They're a lot more unpredictable and have less control than the actual people. Irrational. That was the word I was looking for. They're more irrational than their original, I guess, like what they got cloned from. So I would have Danielle to pretty much do what the future or the alternate timeline Danny did, separate Vlad Plasmius from Vlad Masters and have her to take over Vlad Plasmius' body because of the fact that, one, that would be like the ultimate kind of revenge thing, like her kind of overthrowing her father in a way, and two, because doing that she would have a more stable body, because Danielle's body wasn't, completely stable because of the fact that she was a clone. And I would have her, like, to really lose control, because that's what happened with Danny. Danny's clone once, I mean, not Danny's clone, the alternate timeline, Dan Phantom, pretty much. Once he took Vlad's body, or once he possessed Vlad's body, Vlad's dark influence and stuff started kind of overshadowing him or whatever. So I would kind of have the same thing happen to Danielle, where Danielle is kind of overshadowed by the darkness that is Vlad. Well, Vlad's ghost form in it anyway. And whatever humanity she had in her, especially being a clone, would kind of deteriorate and stuff as the ghost started to truly take over and she became her own version of Dan Phantom. Now, Dan was older than Danny and stuff, because that was, not only was that an alternate timeline, but it was the future. So a lot of shit happened. I would have it where Danny would, you know, pretty much do the same thing he did with Dan Phantom. We're meeting him in the future and stuff, except this time it would be Danielle instead of Danny. So, in a way, in a sense, this all can make sense. Where he fights her in the future, and by that point she would have been a teenager because she was younger than him, but the show never actually said how old she was, but you can tell she was younger because Danny was 14 and she would have to at least be around maybe 8, possibly 9, because she was very young. Well, being a clone, technically she would have been like 1, but still, uh hell, probably not even 1, but still, I would have some years go by of her terrorizing, you know, fucking things up. The other ghosts don't like her because she's too powerful and etc. And Danny would pretty much have to fight her in a futuristic, post-apocalyptic world, kind of like how he did with Dan Phantom. I would pretty much take the episode, what's it called, Ultimate Enemy, and have it to be her instead of him, because to me that's a bit more interesting than finding an alternate version of yourself fighting a clone who possesses your enemy Vlad's ghost form and becomes an extremely powerful ghost lady. And that definitely works better for me. It would have made the character a lot more interesting too, because you would have had to see what would he do. Would he trap her the way he trapped Dan? Like, would he just give up on her because he really did care about her? You know, in a way, this is contrast to another video I made, asking what would have happened if Danielle had stayed on Vlad's side. Well, this video is pretty much what if she had betrayed Vlad and taken over his body and taken over his, you know, everything that he worked towards and built towards and stuff. And I really like the idea of, you know, what if she did do that? What if she did become Dan Phantom? But I've kind of dragged this video out because I was getting to a point, and now it seems like I'm not at a point. But however it is, I've been Mr. Zane Wu from the ZW Nation. If you like this video, give me that thumbs up. Subscribe. If you want to see more Danny Phantom videos or other videos that I've made, share. It always helps. Hit that bell notification. And if you have your own thoughts on how you would want to see the Danielle character, you know, turn out, because I have multiple videos talking about Danielle. She's my favorite character from Danny Phantom, despite only being in 2 episodes. But like I said before, I've been Mr. Zane Wu from the ZW Nation. Peace.